Sorry. So I'm back with another Death Note reaction. On the last episode, and I know I say this like almost every episode, but that was my new favorite episode. So, Light, the episode before that, had come up with a plan to kill L by using Rem's like love for Misa to have Rem kill L for him. So then, like, Light would make Misa happy if she killed L for him and all this other shit. But that never ended up happening. That's actually something I realized when I rewatched it again after I posted it. Like, that plan never happened at all. Like, he never even sent Rem there to, like, they never even got that chance. Because L, knowing that he was probably going to die soon, and L kept saying this whole series that he's like, oh, you know, Light, I only suspect you like 3%, 5%, all this stuff. But I think that L has suspected Light the most, even more than that, the entire time. I think the only reason he said that he only suspects Light like 1%, 5%, whatever, is because he has no proof. Because that's the one thing about the Death Note, is that you can't really get proof. Like, how do you find it? Like, you'd have to literally like leave behind a page of the Death Note with all the stuff like saying like he killed this person at this time. Like, there's no way that you would know. There's no fingerprints. There's no like residue from, you know, a weapon or anything. There's no sign of a struggle, because he's just killing people with heart attacks or having them kill themselves. So there is no proof, you know, and that's the thing. I feel like that's gonna be an issue later, because it's like, how's L gonna prove it? And then going back to some of the first couple episodes, even if he has proof that Misa was part of this, and he doesn't anymore because her mind has been erased, her eyes have been taken, so she has no knowledge of any of that, so there's no proof there. So I was thinking this, I'm like, he might get in trouble, and I don't really know who's higher up than L, because he seems to be like the head of like this whole investigation, and then Chief Yagami is like, he's the chief of that police station, but L seems like he's higher than him. So who's higher than L? I guess the guy that he calls every once in a while. That must be like the guy who like funds the police, I guess. So that guy, and I feel like L might get in trouble for this, just for like an ethics thing, because he basically took who's now going to be an innocent girl and like locked her up. Like, he didn't just put her in a cell, he chained her up, covered her eyes, like had a harness on her. Like, he might have a serious lawsuit on his hands. But yeah, that's the only thing, is just how will L ever prove, even if he does know 100% that it's Light, how will he prove that Light did anything? And it's just like, he can't, you know, you literally have to get the Death Note. In those first few episodes, like I said, Light even rigged that whole trap where he puts his Death Note under his drawer or whatever on his desk, and if somebody tries to find it and lift that up, it's just gonna, you know, blow up and burn the book. So I don't know, there's just like no actual proof to say that Light did this. But this show is just, it's paradoxical, you know, because like I said, I watch Blind Wave react to it, and I like their discussions, and just something I was thinking about, it's just, it's crazy. You watch this show, and it's like, you just, like, there's no way that anybody is rooting for Light, but then somehow you find yourself thinking to yourself, like, you don't want Light to get caught. And I don't know if it's just like the excitement of watching like all this stuff unfold, and you want it to keep going, but it's like you're like, man, Light is terrible, like, he's a terrible person, he needs to be caught, he needs to be stopped. But then in your mind, you're like, man, I hope he somehow finds a way to get out of this, though. And it's just like the weirdest thing. Like, I don't get it, but it's crazy. I guess human nature, humans are just like that. But wow, I feel like I've talked for long enough right now. Let's get into this episode, because like I said, I feel like a lot of these things are going to happen with L, just in terms of like, he has a girl locked up in the police station in a cell, chained up, and that'll probably end up being a problem. So, let's see.
Ryuzaki, I know that in the time I've been...
Oops, I think I'm watching the wrong episode. Oops. Oh god. Hold on. Okay, so I was watching the episode after this on accident. I only saw like a minute of it. I didn't realize I clicked on the wrong one. I clicked on 17 instead of 16. My bad. But yeah, so I kind of know what's gonna happen at the end of this one, sorta. As you can see how it happens, but yeah, alright. Alright, decision.
I hereby relinquish ownership of this Death Note. Take care of her.
Mr. Stalker? Hello, mister? Where are you right now? Do you think we could stop this game?
Huh? Stalker? Where'd you get that?
Okay. I never thought the Death Note I gave you would end up buried and abandoned.
Listen, Ryuk. For the time being, I'm just hiding it, but it stays mine. Until the next time you hear me say the following words, get rid of it.
Here, Mr. Mogi, when you apprehended Misa Amane, you made it clear that she was a suspect, am I correct?
Yes, like you told me. First, I blindfolded her and covered her mouth. I told her that we knew she was the second Kira. I made sure that she heard me. She didn't struggle when I put the blindfold and handcuffs on her. It was like she accepted it.
Are you planning to release me?
Before you passed out, you barely spoke, and you even asked me to kill you. And now you're claiming ignorance?
I don't understand. I mean, you're the one who knocked me out and then brought me here, remember? Wait.
Amane, let's get back to the conversation we were having before you lost consciousness. First of all, do you know who Light Yagami is? And if so, why did you approach him?
Huh? What do you mean? How could I not know my own boyfriend?
She was so tight-lipped about it earlier. Now she's openly admitting he's her boyfriend.
Ryuzaki, like I said over the phone, I could be Kira.
No, Light! What are you talking about? Why would you even say something like that? Why?
There's no real proof that Light Yagami is Kira, so why come here to announce that you could be Kira? It's an act. There's no could be about it. You are Kira.
If I were in L's place, even I would have come to the same conclusion. You see, subconsciously I might be Kira. If that were the case, I could be him and not even know it.
No, Light.
I see. So you're not conscious of it, huh?
I'm not sure of anything anymore. I'd never kill someone, but unconsciously, who knows what I'm capable of? Another me could be killing people as I sleep.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Not possible? What do you mean?
Well, I never mentioned this to you, but at one point I had hidden surveillance cameras installed in your room for 5 days.
Cameras?
Yes. Every single night, you slept normally. Criminals whose names were broadcast were still dying, even though you would have had no way of knowing about them. But this didn't prove your innocence to me. All it proved was that if you were Kira, no amount of camera surveillance would reveal that fact.
Wouldn't reveal that fact, huh? I don't know, it could be true. I have to admit, I've found myself thinking that some criminals deserve to die. If I can think like Kira, then how can I be sure that I'm not actually him?
Isn't that right? Besides, criminals were still being killed even while you had no knowledge of them.
Look at this
I mean,
light
the
camera,
surveillance cameras
fucking
proved
sympathy
it,
and
didn't
shit,
they?
bro.
Well, no. Because we were short of investigators then, we only watched him while he was at home. Truth is, we weren't able to watch him every hour of the day.
Well, what if we incarcerate you for a while? Imprison you like we did Amane? If criminals whose names are made public keep dying, then it would lead us to think that you're innocent, right? Is that how you imagined it? Honestly, I don't like the way that this is going at all, but what choice do I have? Let's do it.
This is crazy. There's no way my son could be Kira. My son's not capable of...
It's okay, Dad.
Stop this, Light.
Listen, something has to be done about this. As long as I'm having these doubts, I can't work with you to catch Kira. But Ryuzaki, promise me this. Until you can say with absolute certainty that I'm not Kira, you cannot set me free, no matter what I might say or what condition I might be in.
You have my word. Aizawa, please take him away.
Right.
Okay. What do I haven't been talking much because I'm just like...
Next, I just have
the
to
show
get
keeps
rid
doing
of
things
the
you don't
book.
expect.
So, I guess apples are out of the question.
I love how Ryuk's in jail with him.
Ryuzaki, I'd like to request that you take me off this investigation.
Chief, no!
I thought about it, and the fact is that we're holding my son Light as a prime suspect. Given that, it's not appropriate for me to be here. In truth, if the task force concludes that my son is Kira, I don't know what I'd be capable of.
Yes, I'll agree with you there. To be honest, I wondered what you might do. I believe you'd kill your son and then yourself.
I will ask that you confine me as well. At the moment, I'm calm. But to be honest, I'm not sure how much more of this I can take.
I thought you might say that, so I spoke with Watari. He's made arrangements.
I love that he's always ready for everything.
But your
Hey,
confinement
what the hell is he eating?
will
What
be
is
different.
that?
You will keep your cell phone turned on and maintain regular contact with
Is that
family
like
and
cheese on the
friends.
melon with some like
You won't tell
bacon
Light
or
from
sushi?
this.
What is that? That little piece of the next episode I saw
Hey, mister,
included this.
I really want to take a bath.
No, I know.
I'm pretty sure you already know where I live, don't you? Could you bring me some clean clothes?
I didn't think this could get any more bizarre.
I feel so sorry for the chief right now.
Ryuzaki, talk to me. What's happening? Have any new criminals been identified? Anyone that Kira would be likely to target? If so, has he killed any of them?
In fact, quite a few criminals' names have been broadcast recently. But since you've been detained, we haven't had one report of a criminal being killed by Kira.
What I wouldn't give for an apple.
Oh my god.
I thought the murders
That's all Ryu cares about, but I wouldn't give her an apple. The apples must seriously be cracked
Mr.
in.
Yagami looks pretty bad. I think he's taking this harder than Light or Misa.
Well, what do you expect? It's been 5 days since Light was put in prison. And look, not a single criminal whose name has been broadcast was killed. In these situations, I think the parents must suffer a lot more than the accused.
Impossible! What makes you think I care where I am? It won't change anything. With the state I'm in now, this is the best place for me. And no matter what the result, when I leave here, it's going to be with my son.
I understand.
I'll talk after this episode.
Now that I've come this far, I think it's about time. Yeah, I know I must look pretty bad in here, but this useless pride, I suppose I'll have to get rid of it.
Ryuk is...
Got it.
relinquish ownership of his Death Note?
Why am I doing this? I don't belong here. Ryuzaki, I realized that I was the one pushing for confinement and that I asked you to put me in here, but I just realized something important. This whole thing's completely pointless. Do you really think a serial killer like Kira could commit those crimes without being aware of them? If I have no memory of his crimes, I'm not him!
I've never been able to accept this idea that Kira has been acting without self-awareness all this time. But that doesn't change the fact that all the evidence points to you being Kira.
I am not Kira! I must have been framed. That's the only explanation for this.
What's wrong with you, Light Yagami? What you're saying is completely absurd, but for some reason it feels believable to me.
Well, we can't release him now that the murders have stopped.
Well, this is interesting.
What he says. I mean, even I know that much.
Anyway, I don't care what anyone says. As far as I'm concerned, we have all the proof we need. Light Yagami is Kira, and that's the end of it.
2 weeks worth of criminals were just murdered all at once. It happened yesterday.
Yeah, Kira is back.
So did you guys already tell the chief?
No, not yet.
Guess what, Chief? Kira started killing again.
What?
It looks like Kira was only resting, but now he started punishing criminals again.
Is that true, Matsuda? Then that means my son. I shouldn't be happy that people have been killed, but at least Light's name will finally be cleared. Wait, knowing Ryuzaki.
Damn, is his hair like, I mean, did he already have gray in his hair like that? Or has that happened to the time he's been in there?
Well,
Praise go, he's a shade closer to being cleared. Let's tell Light. Matsuda!
I mean, please don't, Mr. Matsuda.
Matsuda?
We shouldn't tell him about this.
But why not?
Hello, Light.
What is it, Ryuzaki?
You've been in here just over 2 weeks and not a single new criminal has been punished. Now, why make this harder than it has to be? Are you ready to confess?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm telling you, you're wrong. I understand why you feel that way, but even if the evidence does point to me, I swear to you this is a setup. I am not Kira. Zoom in on me if you want. Go ahead, look at my eyes. You tell me, do these look like the eyes of someone who is lying?
Amane, are you ready to tell me who Kira is or not?
That again? I wish I knew, but I don't. Because if I did, I'd thank you for punishing the burglar who killed my parents. To me, Kira is a hero.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Damn. Ah, man, I don't even... Oh, shit, okay. I want to watch the next one so bad, but I have to go to work. Ah. Okay. So, like I said, I watched a little bit of, like a minute of the next one on accident because I thought I was watching the wrong episode. So, I know that Light is going to have some kind of plan that he has in place, but how is he going to... Is he going to regain his memories somehow? Like, how? That's my only thing. Can Ryuk just give him the Death Note back and he regains all those memories? Is it that simple, or... Shit. Oh, man. Okay, and I've been talking about this the entire time. Like I said in the middle of this video, I was going to talk about this after the episode. But I've been talking about what would happen between Light and his dad. His dad being the chief of police and him investigating Kira, like being one of the main people investigating him. And then having to find out that his son is Kira. I was like, what would he do? And I thought that they would have to go against each other. But the way that this unfolded, the way that this happened, I did not expect that at all. Like, he basically went all in to, like, protect his son. And he's like, yeah, he told them to lock him up too. He's going crazy. And now both Misa and Light have lost their memory of anything Death Note related. So they're like literally when they say they don't know, like they really don't know. So wow, okay. This is man, every single episode they keep doing things that you don't expect them to do. Every single episode. And I want to watch the next one so bad, but I have to go to work. Okay. And I have to edit this one. I know. Because otherwise I'm just talking to myself. But, wow, okay. So like I said, I saw a little piece of the next one. It wasn't much. But I did see something that's interesting. So I can't really make a prediction on what's going to happen next. Because I kind of know, a little bit, sorta. But I will talk about way in the future. Because L said something really interesting about how, yeah, he thought that Light's dad would react the way he did. And that he thinks that if they allow him to stay in the investigation, that he'll kill Light and himself. And that is something I was talking about. I'm like, will that have to come down to if he finds out his son, will he have to arrest him, kill him? Killing him, I wouldn't expect, but honestly, Light's dad is showing a lot more like aggression, and he's kind of unraveling more than I thought he would in this situation. Because he usually seems like a very serious, like calm guy, but I think the first time that you kind of saw him like go kind of off the rails was when he drove that police truck into the building when before we found out who Misa was, and that was him kind of being reckless. And this again is kind of like he's saying like, I don't know what I'll do if Light's the one and shit like this, and it's like, yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, still I never understand the rules of this show, so I don't know. I'm assuming that Light's gonna somehow get his memories back, and maybe Misa will too. Like, I don't know if that was ever like a thing, but if he relinquishes the Death Note, is he able to just get it back? Was that ever mentioned? I don't know. Leave it in the comments if you remember, because I don't remember hearing anything like that. But wow. Every time you think that they can't do anything like weirder or crazier, this show finds a way. It finds a fucking way. Wow. Okay, so like I said, I really want to watch the next episode, so I gotta edit this one and everything. I hope that you all enjoyed. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you on the next one. And also I want to thank everybody who's been following and everything, who's been subscribing, and everything. I think we're close to like 80 now. Like I said, trying to get to 100 subscribers. Thank you all so much. Thank you for watching these and enjoying these and giving me feedback and helping me understand things when they're in Japanese and stuff, and helping me remember all of these rules that there are to the show, because there's a lot. But yeah, thank you so much. Y'all have a good day, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.